Hi everyone, welcome to Value. So today we're talking about Veru, and they just got mentioned by the European Medicines Agency. What did they say? Well, they said they just recently asked for information from Veru about Sabizabulin, and then Veru just recently gave them extra information or data that they required. So it sounds like they're still mulling it over. They don't quite actually know what they want to do yet. So I think we're still, at least weeks away, if not months, potentially, on a decision being made, which is not what we really wanted. We kind of thought, hey, they've got meetings coming up, potentially we hear something, promising, but we haven't really got anything promising to really go on so far, so we're just going to still be in this kind of waiting game. The relief is we know the FDA meeting is just around the corner at the start of next month. So, fingers crossed things are going to go really well on that one. But yeah, I think we're still, going to be waiting potentially to the middle or the end of November, potentially, before we really have any decision from any, country. So I know that's kind of frustrating that, hey, we don't have a decision yet and we kind of want one, but hey, that's just how it goes sometimes. So far, the share price is having a bit of an uplift, potentially because everyone's a bit more excited about those upcoming kind of meetings, particularly the FDA one, and I think that's going to be the one that everyone's looking forward to, and I think the share price will have a bit of a run up towards that because there's going to be some excitement leading up to that, a lot of promise, particularly. Everyone's kind of thinking about this and really, really being hopeful that we're going to get a really, really good decision out of it, and hence why people might start buying the stock up because they think, we're close to the decision and it's the reward versus risk time. Do you buy or do you not? Is the reward worth it if they get an approval? And is the risk worth it if they don't get an approval? So that's kind of the considerations that will be going on. But yeah, currently at $12.09, and I think we will continue to trend upwards. Potentially, where was I think potentially up to $15. I think it's usually it's quite well known for the stock to head to about 15, but that tends to be quite a ceiling for the stock until more news comes along. So I think we'll potentially just slowly just wobble our way up to $15. But the whole big decision is it's basically 2 weeks away, which is exciting, but also kind of nervous, nerve wracking, because you don't actually know what's coming along. But fingers crossed, everything looks very promising. At the end of the day, the data looks promising, and I think I think it's just like a lot of EMA required more information. So I think like these bodies, they just they like the data, but I think they like the results, but I think they're just having a hard time coming to terms whether they like the amount of people that it was done on, because potentially they might find, hey, was this luck or was this a really, really good result? Those p-values that they have in their overall result kind of suggested this was not luck, this was a really, really good result. But then they need to really look at it and go, does the results really, really say that, or is there potentially an outlier in this? And I think that's just one thing of those things that takes time, and hopefully by the end of it they have a decision and it goes in Veru's favor. The company's definitely really, really prepared for this. It's just a matter of they need approval to just get selling, and the minute they can sell, they are on the street and they are selling, basically. Until then, not too much else that's going on. I think we still wait and we still see like $12 is an alright pricing. If you believe in a company, $12 is a good pricing. If you're on the edge, I like sometimes buying a little bit helps. But as you know, if you're uncertain as well and you think the risks are too high, sometimes it's actually not worth getting into something, because even though you buy into something that you think has a really high potential, sometimes it's not worth getting into it if you don't actually believe it yourself. Because if something goes wrong, what do? You're in a panic and you don't actually know what you're doing. So if you know what you're doing and you buy for the right reasons, you're going to know what to do when things potentially go right or they go wrong. That's just a matter of fact of just knowing what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, you can make decisions much easier. If you don't know what you're doing and you buy into something you don't really know if you trust it or not, then that's going to be one of those big dilemmas. And I think that's the kind of situation you don't really want to go into. So I think think it over, see what you think about the company, what you kind of perceive to be, if the result goes your way, how you feel, and if it doesn't go your way, how will you feel and how you act, of course. I think that's all I have to really say. That potentially we could be a few weeks away from a decision, because after the meeting, the FDA still has to take some time to think about this, and then afterwards we will get a decision. So potentially we might get a decision the middle or the end of next month, which is still a little bit of a while away. But I mean, you've been waiting for so long that what's an extra few more weeks when this could potentially be a game changer. All right. Good luck investing, everyone, and I'll see you next time.